In the beginning, somewhere on Earth, it was about 25 years ago. The era of oversized shoulder pads and baggy trousers, the reign of Iron Mike Tyson, Madonna's Like a Virgin, the Gap-Toothed General, and the Structural Adjustment Program. It was also an era of big mustaches.
I believe what comes to mind readily is SAP, Structural Adjustment Program by the Babangida regime.
1986, that was a long time ago. We were very, very slim then. I believe that was the year Maradona scored this hand of God goal that got England out of the World Cup, and then they eventually won the World Cup.
As a young man, I think I was about 26, thereabouts. It was one of the most exciting days of my life.
It's a year of uncertainty, but then the joy was there because you know you're doing something new, something fresh, something that needs your energy.
And I think that was a big hit from Michael Jackson, called The Bad or I'm Bad or something like that, to be precise. I can't remember, but that was Michael Jackson music was quite popular at that point in time.
It was in the midst of all these, some bright-eyed youngsters hatched up their dream and braved the unclear frontiers of advertising in Nigeria. They represented the new crop of ad men, full of new ideas and wanted to do new things differently. They formed the Lawson, Thomas and Colleagues, LTC.
Resigning wasn't a big issue because I felt that I could survive if anything went wrong. But when people like Mrs. Thomas, Dapo, and the others started resigning, then I got afraid because I felt that I was bringing in people into something that we weren't sure of, but we believed in. But thank God we started. I remember for our initial presentations, we were in Ilupeju, and whenever lights went off, we had to use candle lights because we didn't really have much money then.
The thing that stands out for me in the early years was the teamwork we had. We had such an excellent team. We all seemed to work well together. Everybody was a specialist in their own area, and yet we all tended to blend well together. We didn't believe anything was impossible. We challenged the status quo. We were very, I would say, very, very driven. And this was really what marked us in the early days.
I was invited by them. I think partly because I was a media man. I just was from running a media organization, MT. So I had some idea of media, of advertising. Not from the inside of advertising, but certainly from the point of view of the customer, of advertising, of the industry.
They set out on this boisterous and adventurous journey, armed only with a dream, guts and pencils, having left known for the unknown.
It was a collaboration of professionals and investors. And the job of the board, which I lead, was to ensure that the professionals have room to flower. You know, advertising is a business that requires a lot of flair and imagination.
We pride ourselves in doing something extraordinarily, something out of the box. We're not so rigid in anything we do. Even our creative corporate ad was very inquisitive. You know, it's the mystery stuff.
They set out on an adventurous journey of their lives.
We approached advertising from a different perspective. We changed the game in media. We changed the game in even producing commercials. I think we were the first ones to produce a 15-second commercial in Nigeria. We brought in the earpiece advertising. We brought in the strip advertising. We brought in the full page, less one column of advertising. Yes, LTC did change the game. We were really innovators, and we broke some molds.
Teamwork, passion.
The commitment was there. The commitment was there. With LTC, no turning back when it comes to creative pitch. And we're very proud of all the things that we presented.
In 1995, LTC took the game to the next level and became an affiliate of JWT Worldwide. The agency's status transformed into a world-class agency and the home of many leading brands.
It came at a time when we were strong as an agency because we already had a lot of international clients we were working for then. So it wasn't so much as going to beg necessarily for an affiliation as the JWT in this instance wanting a local partner because they needed to have a local partner at that point in time. And by the time they came to meet us and checked out other agencies, they said that we were the ones who best suited their needs, and we felt the same way as well.
Today, LTC JWT continues to wax strong. It has grown into Lawson, Thomas and Colleagues Group with businesses spanning youth, media and activation, and remains the proud origin of strong young leaders in the industry in Nigeria.
When you see other leaders in the other advertising agency and you begin to trace their history down to LTC, then you'll be like, yes, I'm in a good place. I think this is where I should be.
So far, it's been interesting. One, in the sense that when I do things like copywriting, I try to think outside the box.
The future is unknown. In Nigeria, it holds lots of promises. LTC JWT is future excited.
I would suggest that the agencies in Nigeria have to do a rethink in the sense that they are not strong enough to withstand external competition. They must, in the next several years, I don't think they have more than 5 years, they must think of consolidating and making themselves stronger.
I foresee a time when really the advertising will not require people coming together every day in brick and mortar to get things done. With the growth of the internet, with the growth of teleconferencing, I see more integration from different points for advertising.
But I see us operating virtually. People sometimes don't need to come to office before they work by the reason of advancement in technology. The deliverables will be very key all the same time, but at least will allow people in terms of flexibility where they are, be able to operate everywhere.
For me, I see LTC Creative Department being the largest creative department in the world. Now, this can be done through the principle of crowdsourcing. For me, crowdsourcing is all about engaging more minds as against just very few minds. And by canvassing for a large crowd of people for ideas, for their skills, and even participation, you can only ensure that the content and the idea generated will be superior at the end of the day.
It's been amazing 25 years for LTC. I see a future full of promises. I see a future where operations transcend our physical location.
We need to pay attention to developing and skilling our people so they're able to compete in a global market. I also believe we need to pay attention to running the business properly. Advertising is a mixture of science and art, but we need to also add the dimension of business management.
The future is full of promise, and LTC JWT is cashing in on it today. Happy 25th anniversary.